Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unlock Your Learning. Friends, in this video we are going to solve worksheet number 8 and the class is 6. The subject is social science. The date is 4 August 2021. Here you need to write your name and here your class teacher's name. Now here you need to write your age. Okay, so let us start with the worksheet. So what does this say? Can you tell about members of your family as to what did they eat, what did they wear, what sport did they play? Yes or no? So this is trying to say that can you tell about your members of your family that what did they eat, what did they wear, what sport did they play? So of course you can tell about them. Okay, now next here is, can you tell about your ancestors? Ancestors are the people who lived many years back, and the ancestors who were living about 2000 years before your birth, as to what did they eat, what did they wear, what sport did they play, in which type of houses they live in. Now here you see, ancestors are those people who lived 2000 years before your birth and they are your ancestors. Okay, now this is trying to say, can you tell about your ancestors as what they wear, or what did they wear, what sport did they play, or what type of houses they lived in, or what thing did they eat. So of course you don't know about it because they are living they lived so many years back when you were not even born, so you definitely cannot tell about them. Okay, then how could we get to know about them? Now the question is, how do we get to know that what our ancestors used to play, what they used to wear, or what they used to eat? Now how do we get that? So see here, we can get information about them through the following sources. Now see, if we want to see that what did our ancestors wear, eat, or what did they play, or which type of house they lived in, there is one process known as excavation, which is used to say digging down to find historical materials, old materials at historical places like civilizations, or the areas which are near the banks of rivers, because those were the places where civilizations were situated. And from there we used to find ancient things which showed us that what did they wear, what did they eat, or what the type of houses they lived in. So one of them you see here, it is manuscript. So what is manuscript? Let us start reading this. So handwritten books in the past were called manuscript. So you must have read books of your school, or your newspapers, they all were written or typed. But here what is, there are books which are handwritten, that means they are written by own hands. So now see, it is derived from a Latin word menu. Now the word manuscript is derived from the Latin word, you can see here, menu. So what does this mean? Which means hand. So manu means hand, menu means hands. That means you can relate this to manuscript because it is derived from menu, which means hand. So hand, and you see script is there, so hand script. That means it is a script which is written by hands. Okay. Now see, these were usually written on palm leaf. Now you know a kind of plant, a tree, that is palm, and the leaves of that, they were used to write manuscripts. Okay, or on the specially prepared bark of a tree known as the birch. So there is one bark of a tree which is specially prepared, which is known as birch. Okay, which is known as the birch, which grows in the Himalayas. So this birch grows in the Himalayas. These books dealt with all kinds of subjects, religious beliefs and practices, the lives of kings, medicines and science. So you see here, manuscript are handwritten books which were written in the past, which were derived from Latin word menu, which means hand. So you can relate hand and then script, hand script, script written by hand. So these were usually written on palm leaves, the leaves of the plant palm, you must have seen it, or on the prepared bark. So there is one specially prepared bark, that is the birch, which is found in the Himalayas. The manuscripts were also written on these barks. So these books dealt with all kinds of subjects, religious beliefs and practices, the lives of kings, medicines and etc. So these told about their life, their places they used to live in, or types like medicine, science, etc. You can see here there is one manuscript given. Although it took time to decode what is written in that, but these manuscripts used to give information about the past. Okay. Next you see are inscriptions. Now what are inscriptions? Let us start reading. These are writings on relatively hard surfaces such as stone or metal. Sometimes kings got their orders inscribed so that people could see, read and obey them. There are other kinds of inscriptions as well, where men and women, including kings and queens, recorded what they did. Now, like the manuscript, there are inscriptions. So, these are writings on hard surface. They are written on hard surfaces like stone, metal, like these. Okay. Now, these are used to, like, if you want to give an order, like kings want their order to be inscribed in such an order so that other people could see those, read them and then obey them. So for these, inscriptions were used as manuscripts were not that hard and we could not use them for giving orders as they could easily get torn out or broken. Now there are other kinds of inscriptions as well. So where men and women, including king and queens, recorded what they did. So inscriptions give the rules and they also tell about what men, women, kings and queens used to write. These recorded what they used to do. Next you see here is remains and sculptures. Okay, what are remains and sculptures? So there were many other things that were made and used in the past. The remains of buildings made of stone and brick, paintings and sculpture. Objects that are made of hard, imperishable substances usually survive for a long time. Archaeologists also look for bones of animals, birds and fish to find out what people ate in the past. Plant remains survive for plant remains survive far more rarely if seeds of grains or pieces of wood have been burnt. Now, this is remains and sculptures. What are remains? Like if some building is made in the past time and that is broken after now we view it, then it is broken, all way like broken, it has holes and all those things. Now, what are remains? The remains of those buildings, like some bricks are left, some part of that building is still left. Either it is destroyed but some part of that building is still left. And also if like bricks or stones are left. And also in the olden times when we used to excavate the place, we found paintings and sculptures which also told that people used to do paintings and sculptures. They used to draw mythical gods or something like those. Okay, that means that objects that are made of hard imperishable substances usually survive for a long time. Now I am trying to say that objects which are made of hard substances which are very strong, they survive for a long time. It is not that the objects which are not hard, they don't survive. Like if you see the remains of a plant, now obviously plant is not that hard, so it will rarely survive till you see it. If the seeds of the grain or pieces of the wood have been burnt, and even plant will still not survive because by that time it will be dead if you view it after 1000, 2000, 3000 years. So this is what it is all about. And sculptures you see are the paintings made like on the stone and all those. Okay. Now, one thing you saw here that we use a new word, that was what? Archaeologist. So, what does this word mean? Those who study objects made and used in the past are called archaeologists. Okay. Now, see here, where were the manuscripts written? So, you can see here, if we come to the manuscripts part, where were they written? So, manuscripts were handwritten books in the past which were called manuscript. It was derived from Latin word manu, which means hand. these were usually written on palm leaf or on the over here or on the prepared bark known as the birch. So what were they written on? They were written on the barks of the specially prepared bark, the birch, or they were written on the palm leaf. So we can write here as that. So we can write here as that they were they were written on palm leaves, palm leaf, or specially specially prepared bark known as, I am writing it down, this is known as the birch. Okay, so these were written on palm leaf or the specially prepared bark known as the birch. Next we see, why did the rulers make inscriptions? Now I have told you rulers made these inscriptions so that they are visible to the people, so they can follow this and obey the rules. Okay, so they basically let us see. The rulers made inscriptions so that the rules can be easy, so that the rules made by them, so the rules made by them can be followed by the people. Okay, okay, so you see rulers made inscriptions so that the rules made by them can be followed by people, they can obey them and see them. Next you see is, who are called archaeologists? So it is very easy. They study the objects made and used in the past. Okay, so you can see here archaeologists. Who are called archaeologists? They study the objects made and used in the past. So they are called archaeologists who study the objects made and used in the past. And friends, this is all for today. If you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon down below so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Also leave a like on this video. Till then, stay home, stay safe, wear a mask, maintain social distancing and take good care of yourself. Bye bye.